Welcome to another edition of Timoteo TV. We have an all-star panel here today. On the end of the table over there, we got Chris the Starlar. We have Leo for Rio Mota. And we have Buddy the Teletubby Martinez. And of course, your boy, Coach Al from the Cowboys. Let's get right into this, guys. Quit playing. First 1 o'clock game, we have the 7th-ranked Raiders versus the 2nd-ranked Seahawks.
Yeah, so this is the Raiders currently on a 2-game skid. They ended the season at 6 on offense, 8th on defense. The Seahawks, surprisingly, after last week's game, are 1st on offense and 2nd on defense. I don't know what's going on with the Seahawks. They looked a little sick this past week. Prior to this week, the worst defensive thing that they came up with, they gave up 33 points one time. That was the worst defensive output, and that was against the Cowboys.
That was against the All-Star team.
Right. I mean, it was against the #1 team, undefeated team. They gave away 33 points. But yet they played a team that had not won a game yet this season with only 6 players on the side, and they give up 44 points. To me, that seems shady, and I don't think, I think, but you know what? Mikey and Tashim, they didn't even need that last week to show themselves as MVPs. They are having MVP-type seasons, both of them. And I think both of them should be in the discussion for MVPs, whether or not they scored 1,000 touchdowns or not that last week. I mean, who knows what went on there. But I think they're both playing at elite level. And, in fact, I'm going to say that the Seahawks are my favorite to win the whole thing this season. The Seahawks are playing for real. I don't know what happened. I hope it was just a fluke last week and that they're not really going on a downward spiral, giving up 44 points to 6 people who haven't won a game yet this season. I have them starting off this week winning 38-13 against the Raiders.
Real quick question, Chris. Do you think that was detrimental to their MVP race to do that last week?
I think it'll be taken into consideration when people take a vote. And I don't think they needed it. I think they could have forfeited and still been have the same discussion and been in the discussion for both of them. They're both great players, and I think it wasn't needed to happen.
All I know is since week 1 up to now, the week 8 just finished, Chris has been hopping from one team to another. He's just a bandwagon. He's the hopper. Early in the season, he said it'd be the Cowboys and the Raiders. Then he was like, I have the Cowboys to win. Then he's like, I have the Raiders to win. Then he has the Seahawks to win. Who's next? The Panthers?
Not Seahawks.
You don't have your
Seahawks,
Panthers hat on.
Anybody scores,
That's impressive. Look, first of all, I just want to say 11 touchdowns in a single game. It's impressive, whether it was a fluke, whether they were cheating or not. Just want to congratulate Mikey on throwing 11 touchdowns in a game.
You must be a Patriots fan.
Throwing 4 tosses in the game, whichever one, but it resulted in 11 touchdowns on paper. Congratulations to Mikey. I think that the Seahawks are going to be too much for the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders have enough star power to keep up with them, and I think that the Seahawks now, they've been a little angry. They haven't got any love on the top 10. They're not getting no support from the league on the website, point blank, period. And I think they're going to come out and take all their frustration out against the Raiders. I feel bad for the Raiders. The kid Andrew came to give their season life, but at the end of the day, I just think that the Seahawks and Mikey and their high-powered offense will be way too much for the Raiders. And I got the Seahawks winning this one 38-12.
Wow, I mean, that's kind of like the score, I guess, in the regular season that they had when they played against each other.
Similar. I was just being generous.
Yeah, it was pretty one-sided in that matchup. I mean, when you look at the matchups, I mean, you look at the core 4 for the Seahawks. You got Tashim, Brandon, Joey, and Shaheed. Almost all of them are in double digits or very close to double-digit touchdowns. When you look at the Raiders, you have Edwin and Kyrie are the only ones who are close to double-digit touchdowns for them. So it seems like the Raiders are going to have to do it defensively to try to stop the Seahawks team. Because offensively, even with the quarterback being so sharp, the receivers would have to play their best game of the season to be able to compete offensively with that team. It's going to be tough to see. I mean, Mikey and Andrew are pretty good quarterbacks, but Mikey, I think, definitely has more weapons at wide receiver. But maybe Andrew's maybe a little more gifted with his arm. But yeah, I mean, this could be, I think, for the Seahawks, who are definitely a team, who are going for the championship. this could be their first playoff win. And I think I got the Seahawks winning this one. I think it's going to be a little closer because it's the playoffs. I think Robin and his staff over there are going to come up with a little something. They're 8th on defense. But I think they'll pick up. The Bengals were able to keep the Seahawks to 6 points at halftime, I believe, in their first half game. So maybe they look at some of that and try to steal some kind of ideas. But Rob's going to come prepared, and I think Heck's going to be prepared. But I think it's going to be closer, but I still think the Seahawks are just too much.
Who runs the Raiders? Is it Rob or is it Heck?
I think it's a combination. Carlos.
Who?
Who's Carlos?
Who?
Carlos? Oh, the old man with the beard.
That guy.
No, yeah,
He's definitely gonna. He's behind the scenes guy.
He's probably running the defense. Then that's probably what it is.
Okay, that's what.
That makes sense. But no, Carlos, you're my man.
Quick question,
Yeah.
buddy. Is it going to come down to defense or who plays better at the quarterback position?
I think Andrew's been playing pretty sharp. He get too many drop passes, man. I think it's going to come down to defensively. The only way the Raiders can win if they can shut down these Seahawks to kind of stifle them, get them confused. But
even if you slow Mikey down and you eliminate all his deep passes or whatever it is, I think at the end of the day he's just going to toss to the Tashim.
Yeah,
and that's pretty tough to stop.
They got to keep it. They got to keep him under 30 points. If they keep him under 30 points, they got a shot. If it goes 30 points or more, I don't think the Raiders can keep up. And if they do, it'll definitely be their best offensive performance of the year. But I got the Seahawks winning this game. I'm gonna give them, let's go 38-23.
Okay. I know it's rare for the host to give a prediction, but I'm breaking the rules. I'm breaking the rules here. I'm a new host in town, new sheriff. You see the hat?
I see.
I'm just give a prediction.
Are you from Indiana too?
Am I?
I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, Seahawks winning this game 45-12.
Dang.
Wow.
All right.
Generous.
Second 1 o'clock game is the 5th-ranked Cardinals versus the 4th-ranked Panthers.
This should be a very good game. The Cardinals are 5th on offense, 4th on defense. This is the best they've been ranked and the strongest they've been in a long time. I think 2012, I was just watching some tape today from 2012, and they looked sharp back then, and they look pretty close to that right now. The Panthers, they have the worst offense going into the grade 8. They are ranked 10th on offense, which is surprising that – I don't know how they're doing it. They're the 4th seed, and they're 10th on offense, but they're 6th on defense. They had a debacle of the first 3 weeks. They've turned it around. They've won the last 4 weeks, whereas the Cardinals have won the last 5 weeks. They met head-to-head. This is interesting. In week 3, the Panthers beat them 32-24. It was the only time in this entire season that the Panthers have scored 30 points or more in a game, except for the last game, and it took them 4 overtimes to get to 34. So it's going to be interesting. I think the Cards are playing with a lot of passion, but you can't deny that there's something about the Panthers. They played for 3.5 hours on Saturday in the blistering heat, and they pulled off 2 wins, 2 upset wins, and I think they're playing with heart, and I think they're going to get their first playoff win in history, and they're going to win this one 31-25.
Wow. I'll tell you what is going on with the Panthers. A lot of prayer and a lot of fasting. That's what's going on over there. The Panthers have no shot this week. The Cardinals are the hot team. They're on the road. They're winning a bunch of games. They're going to come out and just roll all over the Panthers. Demo has been playing on another level. In like 2 or 3 weeks, he shot up from like last and passing touchdowns to like 3rd. I think tied for 3rd place in touchdown passes. And I just think that the Cardinals have finally gel as a team offensively. They're putting up points. They're running the ball well. They got 2s looking like 1s out there, jumping over guys, catching them with one hand. They're playing impressive. And I don't think that the Panthers have enough, star power to keep up. I don't even think that their coaching staff is good enough to keep up, even though one of their coaches isn't here today because he's busy trying to prepare for that game. He should be here because it's not going to make a difference. You guys are going to get killed 45-6.
Wow. You got to get – I agree with what you're saying, some of what, the Cardinals being hot. Quarterback really seems like he's finally figuring out. Demo seems like it's looking easy for him out there now. But the Panthers won, I think, the first ever doubleheader in Timoteo history, winning 2 back-to-back games. And I think the second game went to quadruple overtime.
Quadruple. 4. Yep.
Which was crazy. So they got some kind of momentum coming in. You said they don't have star power, but I think Miles – Miles, number 0?
No.
And
the only person I know over there is Josh, catching deep balls.
Well, Josh is another one who's had to step it up offensively this year and really kind of pick it up. But both teams are very hot. Both teams got momentum. You got the Cardinals coming off that win against the Packers that changed their season around and made them a real kind of contender. But over there, you're going to have to watch out for Jameer and Quadir. I think those are the 2 stud receivers on their teams. who, I mean, a lot of people might not know who they are, but you'll find out this week in the
He was on the
playoff.
top 10 this week. He had some nice catches.
Yeah. So these guys,
Future
I
Hall of
mean,
Famer.
do you think, how old is he?
He's 15.
Wow.
He's his second year in the league.
Wow.
Yep.
So he's definitely looking like a stud, and so that's going to be their goals. How do they contain those two wide receivers? But the scary thing for the Panthers is this: the Cardinals have never had defense, and here we go going in. They coming off of a shutout. Right, their first ever was this. This might be their first ever. I think they kept the Bengals to 0.
Yeah.
There's a shutout over here, so now it's like
fourth
wow.
on defense. That's an elite.
The Cardinals.
Defense. First time ever.
Right,
I
so
remember.
so now you cannot take this Cardinal team lightly, and I think they're just going to be a little too much for the Panthers. So I got the Cardinals winning this game. I think they win this game. They're probably 34 to 14.
So that's a clean sweep.
No, I picked
I picked the Panthers.
You picked the Panthers. Yeah. Listen, what I saw Saturday, I saw faith and adversity from the Panthers. And ever since they changed that quarterback, I like the big guy. The big guy been letting it fly.
Well, Troy's going to have a big game. They're sacking for the call. He probably got 6 sacks this week, I think.
Listen, with 2 safeties back there, I like the big guy throwing a deep ball. I got